God fucking damn it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Call of Cthulhu, Masks of Nyarlathotep. I'm your host, Jack. As always, I'm joined by Peter, Drew, Eric, Jared, and Graydon, and we're going to have a wonderful time. I understand we might have some new viewers joining us tonight, as Jared is streaming this on his Twitch channel. So if you don't know, we've been playing Call of Cthulhu, which is a tabletop role-playing game. We've been playing 7th edition for the past year and a half or so, and we've been having a really good time with it. This is our 36th session, so if you're joining a little bit late, don't worry, you can still get the gist of what's going on, but it's you might be a little bit lost as far as plot goes. We do have a long list in our YouTube channel regarding all of the episodes up till now, so you can catch up on the backlog if you want to. It'll probably only take you, I don't know, 60 hours.
At best.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Doing good.
Excellent.
That's what I'd like to hear. So, guys, if you remember correctly, last time we left off, you guys had gotten to Kenya. You had gotten to the main city that you were investigating, Nairobi, which is in central Kenya. Following some of the leads of cult activity and the Carlisle expedition, you began following up on some of the people who Jackson Elias had met during his time here, including some of the colonial government and soldiers who found the site of the massacre in central Kenya. And upon investigating this a little bit more, you start to realize that this thing might be going a little bit deeper than you first anticipated. So, if I remember correctly, you guys were going to question a few other people in Nairobi before making a decision. And you also met Bertram Nails Nelson, who offered to take you into the wilds of Kenya for a fee, and gave you some information regarding what he knew. So, without further ado, I believe you guys were on your way to visit Dr. Starrett, I believe, is his name.
I don't remember which one we were going to visit first.
I've got a list for you. There were 4 people who you had tracked as persons of interest. There was Johnson Kenyatta, Dr. Starrett, Sam Mariga, and Colonel Endicott.
Right.
Colonel.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, you have just left the bar where you met Bertram, where you met Nails Nelson.
We actually just finished shopping.
That's right, you did. You bought some. You bought some rifles, because you can just carry guns around Kenya. There's no laws preventing you from just open carrying like most of the other countries you've been in previously.
Woo! Go Kenya.
Yeah.
All right.
So, you just finished shopping. Yeah.
I was just going to say, let's go visit the good doctor then.
Sure.
All right. So, you guys make your way into Swahili Town. Swahili Town is one of the poorer districts in Nairobi. It's deeply segregated from the rest of the population, but from what you understand, Dr. Starrett runs some sort of clinic there, or some sort of mission in the center of Swahili Town. It's easy enough to track it down. It seems to be almost a mixed-use building. It's part church, part hospital, part school. And after asking around a little bit, you are greeted by an older gentleman with balding hair, glasses pushed up onto his sort of very pointy nose, and he sort of greets you as, "Oh, hello. How can I help you today?"
Well, we were wondering if Dr. Starlet is available.
Oh, that's me. I'm Dr. Starr. It's pleasure to make your acquaintance. How can I be of service?
Nice to meet you. My name is John Bennett, and I introduce crew.
Well, hello.
We're friends of the late Jackson Elias. We understand he talked to you a while back.
Yes. Actually, did Jackson talk to him?
I thought he
Yes, he
was one
did.
of
Yes,
the
yes, he
yeah.
was one of the people. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that Jackson has passed on. What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a terrible accident. It fell out of
Ah,
the hotel room on the
ah,
fifth floor.
my condolences. My condolences. Terrible way to go. Um, was there anything else, anything that I could be of service to you for?
Well, we were curious what you talked about. We were kind of following in his trail of investigation.
Yes. So I recall Jackson Elias was interested in the Carlisle expedition, who I met with briefly during their stay here in Nairobi. And they, one member in particular, Hypatia Masters, was very generous and donated to the work here at the church. And he sort of gestures around the room, sort of like this field hospital built in what is one of the nicer buildings in Swahili town. Um, it it was quite unfortunate when we found out that what had happened to them. And as one of the local doctors, I was involved in examining the corpses that were brought back from the wilds.
Oh, I see. From what I understand, they were uh, uh, those people suffered quite the fate.
Yes, it was quite odd. It was very strange. You see, normally when bodies are out in the open for such a long time, you would expect them to decay and to be picked over by animals. But the even after the many months had passed since the those poor people had died, God rest their souls, their corpses were in remarkably fresh condition. It was an eerie conclusion, but it confirmed me in my faith. It's surely the devil that's doomed those poor men.
Lady, you had no idea. Is there anything you can tell us, kind of off the record, that you saw when you found the bodies when you're going over them?
Ah, well, this is as long as we're off the record. I when I was examining the bodies, I found no indication of the members of the Carlisle expedition were among the dead. The bodies I examined were exclusively from non-Caucasian individuals. But I was asked to keep that out of my official report and to make the report suitably vague as far as the identity is concerned.
Yeah, and who told you to do that?
Uh, that would have been just the general authorities here in town, mostly from the military. You understand that Mrs. Carlisle, Roger's sister, was here in Kenya, and I assume they wanted to give her some closure and didn't want her breathing down their necks any further.
Is there a true official report somewhere in the records?
If by true official you mean sort of the off the record report that I just gave you, no, but there is the official reports which I'm sure you would have heard of that just says that all the principal members of the Carlisle expedition were found dead at the massacre site.
But you don't think that's the case?
I I can't say for certain. The devil works in strange ways, sir, and we only have our faith to protect us in when such supernatural oddities are at play. So I can't say for certain, but I can tell you, in my professional opinion, none of the bodies I examined were from Caucasian individuals.
I see. I'm sorry. Did she say she talked to my friend? Fucking terrible names. God damn it.
The man that was thrown out the window by us.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Just for the record, Dr. Starrett is a man. He's an old man
Oh.
as well.
And you were throwing me the fuck off.
Yeah, I
by
was
saying
like-
I was like, am I wrong?
Sorry.
What is happening?
For some reason, I just envisioned her as a
Yeah.
she.
There you go. Well,
Probably because it says Starrett, and you're just
Yeah, maybe.
You got catfished.
yeah.
I did get catfished.
Dr. Horace Starrett is his name.
So anyway, did he?
Also,
talk
if you guys ever want to know what a character looks like, I have pictures of most of them. So if you're ever, I don't want to put a screenshot for every single character, but if you're ever interested in what a particular character looks like, I can get that information for you.
Oh, I feel like we have to see this guy now.
Yeah, now I'm curious.
Now
about
you
this
have
guy.
to see Dr. Starrett. Sure thing.
Well, you brought it up for this guy
Yeah.
specifically, so now it's like, well,
This is like the tutorial.
Well, I did it once for the scary the scary guy you guys met in Derbyshire, the guy who scared the crap out of Norman.
Right. It's like Jack. No, not Jack Brady.
Here you go. That's Dr. Starrett.
No, learned something new about Clyde today.
Mm. Clyde's been through it the past 3 months.
Yeah.
His mind's starting to go.
That's true.
Well, was there anything else I can be of service to you with?
Were there any questions that you had while you were out there? Anything that just didn't quite add up that you wish you could have figured out?
I'm not sure I quite follow the your line of questioning, sir.
No, you just like you said, you don't think it was the Carlyles, but then the bodies weren't touched by the bullets or anything. So
I suppose it is most curious, but as I said, I have no doubt it was the devil's work that doomed those poor individuals, and I don't believe that the main members of the Carlisle expedition were among them, but if this is the fate that befell some of the poor men that they brought with them, who knows what could have happened to the rest.
yeah, all right, Doc. I appreciate your time.
Of course. Well, if there's nothing else, then I'll be on my way. God bless you all.
No matter Patrick. Yeah, all right. See ya.
Kind of waves you off.
praise Jesus.
Ah, indeed, young man.
Is this a...
God be with you.
Doctor doesn't know what Pip does in his off time.
Richard just kind of
He
gonna
is
like
the
look
Antichrist.
down at him and be like, "All right."
All right.
All right.
So,
Once we're outside, I guess. Like, I don't. That felt kind of empty. Does that feel kind of empty to anybody else? Why did we go see this guy?
Well, it was on the list of people he saw. We had to go check out everyone.
Can I do a quick look around to see if we're being followed still?
sure, make a spot hidden check.
Whoa, that was an adventure. Success.
Success. Okay. Give me 1 moment here. Just have to pull up the old
So
old
this
thing
dude
here.
is definitely hiding. But where is he?
They're always hiding.
Where's Waldo?
You
There he is.
you got a regular success.
Yeah, just a
Clyde?
regular success.
What's your spot hidden skill?
My total skill is 66, and I rolled a fuck. I remember it was like a 36 or something like that. Yeah, I was 3 off. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I would say you do see that same young gentleman who you saw tailing you earlier today down the street, and as you lock eyes with him, he once again sort of darts into an alleyway.
I take off after him.
Okay. So all of you are sitting outside the mission, and then you take off. You see Clyde take off down the street towards nothing in particular.
I
I'm gonna
saw
follow
him.
Clyde.
Clyde.
Mr.
I'm gonna
Clyde.
follow Clyde because he's just like, we can't split up Clyde.
All right.
Follow too.
All right. So Clyde is absolutely booking it. What's your movement rate, Clyde?
Oh man, not great. 7.
So,
What do you mean not great? That's what mine is. You're saying mine's not great?
I feel like I was. Oh no, it was my initiative that was terrible because I was always going last. Yeah,
What is that? What's your
my
oh,
power
it's
isn't
not
very
matter.
good, or my dex isn't very good. Sorry. It's up in your core stats, your core characteristics.
Hey.
Bottom
Movement?
right corner of core.
Oh, I see.
characteristics.
14. Damn.
Wow.
You got 14. Jesus Christ!
No.
Holy
just kidding.
shit! Track athlete.
Yeah.
yeah.
I take off running and then, like 30
Gunther,
seconds
the
later-
trackster.
It's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
So Clyde, what I need from you now is a Constitution roll.
Cool. Sure. I
He
fail.
swings and punches Clyde square in
Fail.
the nose.
So your movement rate goes from 7 down to 6 for the purposes of this.
I'm not in very good shape.
Um,
Alright,
That's
Gunther's coming.
the gentleman who is running away from you
For the record, Gunter is not coming.
rolled a 1 on his Constitution
So
check.
Usain Bolt is the one I'm chasing.
So his movement rate goes up 1 on an extreme success.
Damn.
So
Oh, I
Um,
see.
unfortunately for you, Clyde, with a 10 movement rate versus a 6, you get around the alleyway and you see this young individual like 2 blocks away from you at this point.
Is
There
this
is all
is it a popular street? Like, is there lots of people around?
it's popular enough. You're still in Swahili Town, which is one of the poorer districts in Nairobi. So there are people milling around on the street. It's not like modern day New York on a popular street or anything like that. But people would start turning heads if a white dude started chasing down a young, not Caucasian person in the middle of Swahili Town.
And he's running down an alley with no one around?
I said alley, but realistically, he would probably be running down a main street.
Yeah, just don't shoot the guy. That might have consequences.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of trying to shoot him as he runs away.
My
But-
God,
What the
Sounds like
fuck?
you're
ruthless.
That's where we put Clyde in a home.
Listen, I've seen this guy's been following me around twice.
You can't just shoot a kid.
Okay,
Hey,
it's okay.
Someone-
Richard can
I'm a
rewire
paranoid
Clyde.
fuck. Are you kidding me? You're coming
You're not a
here
police
near me.
officer. You can't do that.
Oh.
shit.
So there's no chance of you catching him on foot, Clyde. However,
He's a
you
bicycle.
no, there is not a
I
bicycle.
thought it's one of those old timey ones with the big wheel.
Are you? Apparently, those things are fast as fuck, like scary fast. Those
There's
big
got bigger
time.
reason for the big ass wheel.
Yeah. So, anyways, are you doing anything else, Clyde?
No, I just want to kind of stare as best I can and get like a better description of the guy, like more of a, so I can recognize him a little bit easier in the future.
Sure. Are you like trying to make note of where he's going, or are you trying to like mentally map his physical features and
Yeah,
characteristics?
kind of that one. Like a little bit of where he's, what direction he's going, but I don't think I really care that much about it because he'll find us again, I'm sure. But I'm trying to like
Gotcha.
characteristics and features and
Gotcha.
like, the types
So
of clothes he's wearing. And
sure, make just a straight intelligence check for me to like remember his characteristics.
I'm good at those. Success. Almost a hard, but just a regular.
Regular success. Okay. This is a very young man, probably in his late teens or so. He's wearing fairly normal clothing. He has tanned skin. He doesn't look African. He looks like he might be from somewhere in Southeast Asia, perhaps, based on his skin tone. He's very lithe, very, very, very skinny, and has some good sort of like physical characteristics to him. Seems like he's quite athletic.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just stop and I'll stare down the alley and wait for the rest of my friends to catch up.
The rest of you catch up to Clyde as he's staring down the street.
Miss Clyde, what happened?
That was the kid. That was the one. I saw him earlier. He's been following us around. But he's a fast little fucker.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
I'm sure there's a great many kids around.
Yeah, a bunch of fucking Chinese or shit kids running around these places.
Now, Clyde, how did you lose a child? Like, come on. I start to sound like Peter there.
I'm almost
Yeah,
40,
shit.
Richard. This kid is in much better shape than I
please.
smoke all day for the government
I'm
guy.
45 years old. You don't think I could catch a little child?
Go get him,
Pip,
then.
Get alive.
I'm gonna put a fucking tail on Pip, get him to run around and see if you can catch him.
What?
Pip, don't listen to Clyde. He's senile.
You're older than him.
Yeah.
You just.
You can be senile at a younger age. You don't have to be the
Anyway.
senile old man.
Like, if anyone's a senile old man, it's definitely Richard.
Accomplished doctor. Thank you very much.
Yeah, look at the toll that it took on him.
He is an ugly fucking guy. I have a 30 on appearance.
Oh.
Yeah, at least I'm beautiful.
Oh, you know what? My appearance is 25, so.
Oh,
Oh no. People cringe as you walk by.
Bennett tries his best.
Poor Bennett.
He's... Oh, all right.
Right.
Whoa,
Well,
Go,
Bennett.
go ahead, Mr. Richard.
Well, we can't catch him now. You've obviously lost him, so we might as well head on to our next lead.
Yeah.
Well, the train station is not too far by. We again lost in the character. Sorry, guys.
doing this at
Slow
work
down,
or some
Bennett.
shit.
The train station is nearby, so perhaps we should go there next.
Yeah, all right. I'm just saying, everyone keep an eye out.
I will catch him, Mr. Clyde. Don't you worry.
I'll give you $1 if you catch them.
$1? Not a small, not a big amount, but I will have both eyes open.
To the train station.
By the way, how does everyone feel about this this new German gentleman who's accompanying you everywhere? This Günther Schmidt.
He's certainly
He's-
not the spy, right? It's just this other dude that
He's in for a ride.
he's certainly not sus. I'll tell you that.
He's an accomplished physicist. There's no way that he would.
He's quiet,
Yeah.
but he's
Spy.
fast.
Clyde fully trusts this guy. He's like, oh yeah, it's this other dude who's super sus. He's the
Clyde
one
doesn't like
controlling
children.
me.
He likes older men, but he doesn't like children.
I mean, nobody likes children, so
Hey.
no offense, Pip.
Okay. So where are you guys headed?
Train
Yeah,
station.
for what is it? Sam Mariga.
San Mariga.
I think we
Okay.
should go after this guy.
Silmarillion?
Oh,
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
you think we should go after this guy?
Hey, I don't see him anywhere. How are we supposed to go after him?
Did they catch
Well,
a
he-
glimpse of him at all as he ran off?
They can. Everyone who's not Clyde can make a spot hidden check for me. See
Sure.
if you saw him running.
Oh wait, spot hidden. That's like D100, right?
Yeah.
I failed.
Oh, fucking shit.
That's a regular success there, Jack.
Where the fuck?
Regular success for. I rolled a 17 on 25.
Damn.
So anyone who
Regular
succeeds,
success.
yeah, anyone who succeeds on this roll, saw somebody running away, who was a few blocks away by the time Clyde got to the end of the street.
Oh, let's just go down this way and let's get this guy.
I tried that last time. He's a slippery little snake. I think he knows the city a little bit.
Perhaps we should set a code word, so if one of us sees him, we can say this word and know we're being watched.
How about rat bastard?
Do you think that will come up in conversation frequently?
Yeah,
Because
here's
I
an
think this will go over
example.
very well.
Richard, you're a rat bastard.
Well, you see, that's actually pretty believable. Clyde doesn't like me too much. It's something about delving in people's minds and brains that seems to not sit well with him. You know, Gunter, these uneducated types, they don't really know what you have to go through to get research.
Oh, I know it's exactly what you're talking about. I just don't understand how you didn't shoot the bloody bastard.
I was going to, but he was pretty far away, and there's some people around here, so I didn't want to.
Well, how about this? Let's go to our next appointment. Obviously, he is tailing us. Keep an eye out. And who can run? Who's the fastest runner of us all?
I can run
Not
for
me.
very short periods of time.
Like on a scale from 1 to 8. Just kidding. On a scale of 1 to 10, what number do you think you would associate? Yes, you see, I don't think that would be that fast, but I used to do quite a lot of running in my spare time. Not a lot, but just enough to run away from all of the weirdos.
Would you keep that stuff running there, buddy?
Turns out I found myself in a group of another patch of weirdos, so
All right.
it is what it is.
So you guys gonna go to the railway station, talk to Sam Mariga?
Oh, I fucking think
Yes.
so.
So
I got some Canadian mixed in there. Fucking think so there, bud.
Oh, how you doing there, eh?
yeah. Just out for un rip, are you, bud?
Yes, on the rip.
All right. So you guys take a couple minutes to walk to the train station. As Bennett said, it's not too far away from your current location. And you ask around a little bit, and you find out that Sam is one of the local gardeners, and he keeps the train station in immaculate condition. There are beautiful rows of boxed flowers and things all outside the train station. You didn't notice it because you got in so late the other night when you were on the train, but the train station is quite beautiful. And there's an African man with a bald head and sort of stoic figures holding a watering can and tending to some of the plants outside. His back is turned to you as you approach.
Well, who wants to take this one?
Excuse me, sir.
No, I guess we.
Oh, hello. How can I be of service, sir?
Wait, what was his name, Jack?
Sam Mariga.
Are you Sam Mariga?
Yes, I'm Sam. How can I help you, sir?
Well, you see, a friend of ours, Jackson Elias, stopped by to see you quite a while ago now, but he stopped by and we were curious if we could have some discussions about what you said to him.
Oh, yes, this man stopped by and talked to me a number of months ago, if I remember correctly. He was asking about my experiences with the Carlisle massacre, if I remember correctly.
And do you mind letting us know what you told him? And do you mind letting...
There's not much to tell. In 1919, when the expedition was here in Nairobi, I was visiting my cousin in a village in the Aberdare forest, and through some of the people in the village and my cousin, I heard that many men lay slain and unburied, and how it was unwise to go to the site of the massacre and look upon the carnage. Being a little bit more in tune with local policy here in Nairobi, I alerted the authorities, and that led to the bodies being investigated by the local army contingent here in Nairobi.
Ah, I see. Hmm.
Where's the village?
It's some way outside of town, in the Aberdare forest. It would take some time to get there, but it is possible to travel through the wilds. It's a difficult journey for a child, but you may be able to do it.
You underestimate my power.
You see, Pip often has the high ground in his situations.
I'm not quite.
It's a good thing we all go based on democracy.
If I've offended you in some way, then I am deeply sorry. I'm only trying to help answer your questions, sir.
You see, Jackson Elias recently passed away, so we were still very emotional about this thing. I apologize for our behavior.
Is that not what you're hinting towards it?
Sam looks into the camera like he's on The Office.
Dumb.
It is okay. I'm sorry
shit,
to hear
that's
about this
fucking
man. I do not remember him well. It was some months ago, and he asked me only of what I knew.
We are planning an expedition to go where the Carlisle massacre occurred. Perhaps we will stop by this village. If we wanted to learn more about what the locals saw, who should we speak to?
If if you plan to do this, I would recommend talking to a local organizer of my people. I would talk to Johnstone Kenyatta. He may have more information than I can give you.
So where can we find this man?
You can find Johnstone Kenyatta. Who the fuck is he? He's got an office, I think.
Asking.
I'm not talking. This is out of character, Gunter.
Sam's eye just grows mystical as God begins speaking through his mouth.
It's like in What If the Watcher's like, shut up, I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Sam points you in the direction of the Kikuyu Central Association storefront, which is, I think, I'm not sure if it's super close by. I think it's probably on the map that I gave you. The KCA, Kikuyu, 10 on the map that I gave you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So from the railway station, not too far. It's again a little bit of a walk, but you can get there in a short amount of time. Johnstone is a local leader of our people. He may be able to give you some of the information you seek.
That's very good.
So if you have no more questions, I must get back to work. And he gestures to all the gardens.
One more question. Have you ever heard of similar occurrences to the Carlisle massacre from your cousin or others in that village?
There are strange happenings of a supernatural order that occur in certain areas. If you wish to know more, I would advise speaking to Johnstone. He can give you perhaps better information than I can. And if it is all the same, I would not like to speak of this anymore.
Very well. We very much appreciate the info you've given us. Have a great day, sir.
Yeah. Richard, you would probably know, just with your psychology being such a high skill. Sam seems genuinely afraid of talking about these sort of matters regarding the Carlisle expedition, and seems like whatever information he has, he's not necessarily reluctant to share it, but seems
Can I
like
check for fella dude? See if he's lurking.
Sure, you make a spot hidden check.
Are we away from Sam now?
I mean, you can still talk to him if you want to.
I was just gonna bring that up to the group, but I'm not gonna like in front of Sam be like, he seems stressed and scared of these events.
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
Wait, what?
But,
I need to know which is which.
well, I think the 6 was a 60.
Does the 6
But,
have a
yeah.
0 after it?
Maybe. Recruiter fails the spot hidden check.
Okay. You do not see anything.
I rolled a nat 1. Just kidding.
Nat 1 is good in this game. Nat 1 is the best roll you can have.
Nat 0.
That's 0. The ultimate roll. Automatic success no matter what you're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys walk away from the train station, and Richard, you can mention that if you want to.
He seemed quite scared of talking at these events. I can't blame him, but it's notable.
You think somebody is going to make him not talk?
I mean, it's quite possible. Again, he's terrified about talking about this. It wouldn't surprise me if someone involved in it was able to scare him into giving as little detail as possible.
So I wonder if this has anything to do with that small child. Maybe an agent, perhaps. Yes, I know they're recruiting quite young these days.
Yeah, do you? Who's they?
An agent of who?
Uh-oh. Gunter's in trouble.
What?
Get to
I know.
talking, Franz.
Did he say something to me?
Who say something? Who say something to you? What are you talking about?
I don't know what's going on. That's why I'm
You
like,
said
everyone's quiet. Yes, I did
you
say
said
that.
in front of everyone. I wonder if
Yeah.
he's an agent. They seem to be recruiting quite young these days, and then the party is quite understandably saying, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Who is recruiting quite young these days?
Well, clearly, if
Are they still hiring?
you think that this young boy is under some sort of suspect? Perhaps he is part of whoever killed the Carlyles.
Yes, but how do you know they're recruiting so young these days?
Oh no, I didn't say that they are recruiting. I just know that there are some forms of parties that are recruiting. You see, I don't think you quite understand the situation in Germany right now.
Gaslight us!
I don't think you understand the
We
situation
know
in
what you
Germany
said!
right now. You'll be very surprised on how young they recruit now.
Do you know some parties that are recruiting children at this age?
Well, we did recruit a child, I must say.
No, this is my child. We did not
we
recruit
adopted
my
the child.
child. This is my child. We adopted him.
Oh, so yes, he looks like he
You-
was recruited as well.
Don't try to change the conversation.
You're a weird guy there, Mr. Guten.
Is all I am saying is that, you know, if you guys really think that this child could be in on it, then maybe we have to track him down.
Perhaps.
I mean, yeah, that's what's the plan. We see him again. We're gonna try and catch him, but
I want to say it, but it's so inappropriate.
what kind of joke you making?
I was just gonna say yes, my fear.
Yikes!
I would say too soon, but not lore accurate.
It is chronologically too soon to make that
Too
joke.
early, yeah.
Yes.
Too early.
In historical context, Hitler was just released from prison. I think like a couple of days ago. I think he was released in March of 1925 after he was arrested in 22 or 23, I think. So he's out. He's on his way to do some bad things.
He's assembling the SS for greater things.
Just
Well,
different
they don't
campaigns.
exist yet.
He's quite young.
Well, that's what he means. They're recruiting young. So when the time comes, they'll be of age.
This is getting off the rails, guys. Can we reel it in a little bit?
It's all Gunter's fault.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either.
Okay.
Has anyone seen the child on that note?
For the record, this is not a child. This is a grown man in like his late teens.
Oh,
Has anyone seen this teenager running around?
can I check again to see if he's around?
Just made the fucking roll, Drew.
I know.
Can I check since I'm asking about it, Jack?
Sure.
That one.
Nope, I failed.
You do not see anything. Okay. Reeling it in. We're investigating Nairobi. Let's all put on our big girl panties and take it a little bit more seriously, okay?
I'm still a little boy, actually.
Would you like to go talk to Johnstone Kenyatta?
Yes.
please.
All right. So, following Sam's instructions, you make your way to a somewhat like an okay building that seems to be some sort of like official assembly building or something of that matter. And inside, you are shown to one of the proprietors, who introduces himself as Johnstone Kenyatta. Hello, my friends. How can I be of service to you today?
Who's this guy again? What was his background?
He knew.
Sorry.
Johnson Canyon.
So in the handout with all the sets and stuff, it's set 3 where he talks about him, and we
Okay.
just recommend to
forgot
talk
about
to
that
him because
handout.
he's a local organizer.
Oh, he is. Let me give you the rundown. So he's a fairly important political figure in Nairobi. He's quite important in like the independence movement that is sort of going on at the moment. So he's influential in some of the as sort of not necessarily anti like colonial, but not exactly pro-colonial either. He wants Kenya to be a sovereign nation. So he's quite famous and quite well known within sort of the local area.
It's a real man.
Yes, yeah. This is the one person that you've met thus far that is actually is a real person in history.
Oh, it's like Assassin's Creed. We've met
Yeah.
Leonardo.
Yeah, kind of.
Probably part of the cult.
Yes.
You can only hope.
All right. So, you guys are now in front of this man. He's quite well dressed. He has short cropped hair, a short beard as well, and he speaks very, very excellent English through just a slight accent. Welcome to. Is there any way I can help you?
Yeah, we've kind of been going around talking. We're acquaintances of Jackson Elias. I don't know if you remember.
I do remember Jackson. He's a nice man.
Yeah, he is. What?
Just skim over that slightly. He was.
It's painful every time.
Before you continue, perhaps this is a conversation that would be suited better in private. And he gestures to another room, just adjacent to the main storefront that you're currently in.
Yeah, sure. It's probably a good idea. Yeah, I think you were kind of picking up what we're putting down.
I do. Please follow me. He ushers you all inside of the adjacent room and then closes the door behind him.
And the child's standing there.
Now,
Pip, get out of the door.
all right. Please tell me what you know.
Oh God, what don't we know? Well, I think I don't even know where to start. So, our buddy Jackson met a cruel fate at the hands of what we think is the Bloody Tongue over in New York. And ever since then, we've been trying to follow on his tracks, trying to figure out what the fuck it is. And we've seen some pretty fucked up shit, to be honest with you. And I don't know. We're just trying to get information and try to stop things, I guess.
I see. And what do you know of this bloody tongue which you speak? What do any of you know?
You're quite the expert, but if I check my notes,
I would not call myself an expert, though I have heard of such things.
We saw a lot in New York. We seen some. We saw a hole in the ground that seemed to be made of flesh.
Of sludge.
Mm, uh,
Well, you see, I can summon a fire vampire, and that is something I never thought I'd be able to do.
I don't know what that is, and I'm not sure I care to know.
I
But
don't know why you want to go around and keep telling people that shit. You call me senile.
Because
You're
if
fucking
you can
crazy.
summon a fire vampire, isn't that not something to brag about? I mean,
No.
He's just talking about
things in the academic world.
He's talking about our trading card game. Please ignore him.
No, I'm talking about the train destruction earlier the other day was fire vampires.
You see, dog. He refers to his burning in the regional and crotch area is his fire vampire.
please, just tell me what is your mission here in Nairobi? Why have you come to this place?
To a village in Aberdare Forest, and we were told to talk to you about it.
Okay, that doesn't quite answer my question, young one. I'm wondering why
We want
you
to go up the
have
mountain,
come
find a
here.
fucking bloody tongue, and blow them all to shit or something. I don't know. We want to find out what's going on. What are you trying to find out from us? We're trying to find out from you what you know, so that we can be more prepared going up into the mountains.
I'm not your enemy, sir. I am just want to know that you are adequately prepared to.
Well, that's what we're
If
trying to do.
It is
Est?
it is a great burden that you have taken upon yourselves. These old ways are cruel, and my knowledge of them is imperfect. More than 20 years ago, I fled my home, where I'd heard some of the odd stories which you seem to be speaking of as well. My grandfather was a great Mirogi, a diviner or medicine man in your language. I've tried to leave that world behind and to enter yours, the modern world. How ironic that as I strain towards your heritage, you reach towards mine. Much of what you say I do not understand, and even more of it I find hard to believe, if I am being quite honest. But I perceive something about you which perhaps is otherworldly. Perhaps traces of my grandfather's heritage cling to me. And if you are willing, you should meet with the great Bondari. He's a local shaman of sorts. I did not send your friend Jackson Elias to him, for it seemed that Jackson Elias was doomed, and I could not burden my friend Bondari with such a difficult gift. But your destinies perhaps are unfinished. Perhaps you have great victories yet to live for. Or perhaps you will undergo tragedies as terrible as can befall a mortal man. Will you see this friend of mine?
Yeah, you tell us where to find. How did we mean that you saw that Jackson was doomed? What does that mean?
It seems he had the look of a haunted man, and that whatever he was chasing had already caught up to him. If he died in New York at the hands of this bloody tongue, as you say he did, then it seems I was right.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Where we find your shaman?
Wait here for a moment. I must prepare something if you are to meet him.
Sure.
So Johnston leaves the room for a few minutes and then comes back. A friend of mine waits for you outside. You must follow him at a distance. He will make sure you are not left behind. If he stops and waits, then you must also stop and wait. The door that he enters will have yellow paint. That door you will enter also, swiftly and without hesitation. I'm glad to have met you all. He holds out his hand and shakes each of your hands if you're willing to reciprocate the gesture.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to shake this man's hand.
You shake his hand, but as I do it, I'm like, you seem to be doing an awful lot for just a very short conversation.
The future of my country is uncertain, and I sense that your future is uncertain too, but you have no less a noble goal than I do. I think we are perhaps kindred spirits in that regard.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I'm trying to save shit, I guess. But, all right. All right, well, let's go meet this guy then.
As you exit the building, there is a remarkably tall African man in a white dress shirt and pants, but not wearing any shoes, and is waiting for you. He smiles at all of you and turns to walk away. As he does, Kenyatta sort of exits outside the door and sort of gestures for all of you to follow him. As you do, he calls out, "Good day, my friends.
Yeah,
Best of luck.
maybe we'll see you again.
I should like that someday."
How far back do we have to follow this guy?
You follow him at a good distance, so you can still see him coming. Or sorry, you can still see where he's going. But yeah, in fact, he does stop a number of times, and he makes a few odd gestures, and you just sort of have to wait when he stops in the middle of the street. And
Do a spot
after,
hidden when he does that?
sorry,
Can I do a spot hidden when he does one of his
Sure.
gestures?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look for that angsty teenager.
One of us has
fuck.
to hit
Nope.
this. Damn it.
I failed.
No, there's you don't see anything, Pip.
This is how we get in our roughest of situations, as we always roll like shit when it comes to spot hidden.
Tunnel vision.
I will say, make a psychology roll as this is happening, though.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone can make it.
That
Opportunity
is a
for a
fail.
check mark.
Man, I am not rolling worth shit today.
Wow.
Wow, Richard failed a psychology roll.
Yeah, and that takes a lot because I have a really fucking high psychology.
I had an extreme success, but the first time I tried, I failed. So
Oh.
take that as a win.
Jack, a 91 isn't a fumble, is it?
No, 91's never a fumble.
Okay. Fumble would just mean something bad happens.
Yeah,
Oh.
so
failed.
no, everyone failed then. Okay.
You don't notice anything. Huh.
Now, the gentleman who you are tailing, who you're following, he just seems to have like some odd body language and mannerisms about him as he's leading you through Swahili town. And other than that, you can't really pick up anything about him, just from looking at him and following him. You guys have spent a little bit of time in Swahili town, so it's poor, but a lot of the people around here are quite cheerful and friendly. A lot of the houses are one-room buildings made from mud. The walls are made of mud, and roofed in bundled grasses and large leaves. And sometimes there are bigger homes, but not too many. Eventually, the man you are following does stop in front of a yellow painted door, like the one that Johnstone told you about. He turns and looks at you, and then steps through.
I'd like to go through.
After a few seconds, I'm gonna go follow.
Without hesitation.
Yeah, I'm gonna be middle of the pack entering the store.
You guys,
Oh,
you guys all step into the yellow door, and instead of finding a house or a living abode of some kind, you are in a garage-style shed with a very odd scene before you. There is a yellow Rolls-Royce Roadster of sort of beat up condition, but this, when it was a new car, would have been a very expensive car. The guide holds open the door and motions for you all to sit in it.
I shall sit in it.
Excellent.
Should be a tight
I'll
squeeze,
take
but yeah.
shotgun.
All right. You guys all sit in the car. Clyde is riding shotgun. The tall man gets in the driver's seat, and a few minutes later, you are bouncing down dirt roads in a Rolls Royce, heading somewhere. You're not entirely sure where.
Kidnapped?
Maybe.
You could
I
only
kind of
hope.
have like my pistol like ready at the like just kind of chilling with it. Is that like weird?
I mean, it kind of depends. How visible are you making it?
I don't want it to be visible, but I want to have like access to it in case something happens. Then I can just be like, pew, 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 pew.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you always have access to it.
Oh, can I like have it like under my jacket? Just like casually, just being like,
I'm assuming you mean like holding it in your hand under your jacket.
yeah,
Yeah, you can do that.
okay, that's what I'd like
What-
to do then.
What kind of jacket are you wearing?
You know, just like a jacket.
One that you wear.
Yeah, one of those wearable kind of jackets that you'd find in the extreme heat in Nairobi.
It's a
Helps
wind
keep you
jacket.
cool or warm, depending on circumstances, you know.
What kind
Like a
of
trench coat?
jacket keeps you cool in the blistering hot sun of March in Kenya?
A life
Well, it's
jacket.
like
A really
it's like
good
trench-
one.
It's like a trench coat. It's like a suit jacket, kind of like fucking professional looking one. Like James Bond.
You have to
So-
ask, you can't afford it.
I'm asking because if you're not wearing light breathable material in Africa, I'm going to make you roll a constitution check to see how you're doing in the sweltering heat.
I assume
New
I'm
York's
wearing the
not a good
same
idea.
clothes I bought in Egypt.
Yeah, I'm dressed like the guy, the old man from Tarzan, is essentially how I envision my character
that.
right now.
I think that's
Pants
great.
up to your nipples.
Yeah.
All right. So Gunter, if you're wearing what is in effect a trench coat, I'm going to need you to make a constitution check for me.
Okay.
Comes
Your
Wesley
dude gets in
Snipes
back
out of the
seat car
fucking.
and passes out from heat exhaustion.
Hard success.
Hard success. You're
I
actually
rolled a 26 on 55.
okay. You're doing okay. You're sweating bullets, but it's not affecting your health.
Right. That's
It's-
what I use those
yeah.
sweating bullets. I use those to load my gun.
Perfect. Excellent.
More ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Wunderbar. Good. So as the car bounces down the dirt road, you pass by some animal-drawn carriages and some people on bicycles as you go, leaving a long cloud of dust behind you. After a little while, maybe not quite an hour, but probably getting close to it, you pull up to a small village. So, as you pull up to the circle of huts in this area, the guide gets out, but motions for all of you to remain inside the vehicle. As you see this, from one of the huts, a young man comes out of one of the huts and begins talking to the guide. You guys can't hear what they're saying, but it seems
the same young man?
it is not the same young man. You can't hear the conversation, but they're speaking very persuasively, and they seem to be having a very spirited conversation. The tall man seems to be looking to convince this younger man of something. As this happens, there are other people in the village who sort of come out of their huts or stop what they're doing and look at the car and all of you inside of it.
I'm gonna wave.
Some of the other children in the village, Pip, actually wave back at you as well. Some of the more sheepish ones kind of turn away and sort of giggle a little bit, or run away in a little bit of, a little bit scared of strangers. But some of them seem interested in what's going on.
Hell yeah.
I'll be right back.
So, as the two men converse a little bit more, both of them come to the car. The guide, who has not spoken a word to you all yet, introduces the younger man who he was talking to as Okomu. So, Okomu looks at all of you and in very good English asks, "Why do you wish to speak to Bondari?"
Well, you see, we're here investigating the Carlyle's expedition, and we had a dear friend of ours who was doing the same.
I see. And do you believe this matter pertains to Bondari?
Fuck. Is
Johnstone.
someone... Sorry?
Are you thinking about Johnstone?
Yeah, the guy who referred us to him.
Yeah.
John Stone?
Yeah.
Yes, John Stone recommended we come and talk to him about this matter. We're hoping to investigate what we believe is a cult that might be involved.
I see. Well, please step out of the vehicle and follow me.
Well, that was easy.
Richard, make a psychology roll for me while you're having this
Okay.
conversation.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't been able to write much down because I have so much on my desk. It's a lot. That is psychology. That would be a hard success.
Hard success. So Okomu seems guarded and protected and a little bit rude, despite being a fairly young person. But he seems to be willing to give you all the benefit of the doubt, despite not knowing what the hell these white people just showed up to speak to this Bondari character about.
Sweet, sounds good.
So, from outside, the hut that Okomu gestures you all into has the makings of a regular Maasai hut. If you're familiar with the Maasai, they're a fairly large ethnic group in southern Africa, known for their sort of intricate curved huts, which are made from mud. So it looks like a general hut of that variety, but it's larger and it's constructed in a somewhat different fashion to the rest of the dwellings in the village. A gate surrounds the door, or a gate surrounds it, and the door is a simple curtain. The house curves around like a nautilus shell or a snail shell, and the passage winds all the way around to a single central room before opening into it, and you see a lot of like tribal symbols and carvings and fetishes, like wooden stick figures, all of sort of different almost like ritualistic magic symbols, and you also see a very old man sitting in the center of the main room, with his legs sitting sort of crisscross applesauce, and he seems to be deep in a trance. Anybody here can make a occult roll or Cthulhu Mythos roll as they enter.
What now?
An occult roll or a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Oh, I see.
I could, but
I failed.
Cthulhu Mythos, that's 0 for me.
Occult you inherently get 5%.
Oh, but I took off 5. I think the Cthulhu Mythos one. I wonder what that one is though. Oh! No way! I rolled a 2.
Did you really?
But then I also rolled an 80.
What?
What do you mean you also roll?
That's an 82.
Wow. Okay, I got.
One of them has a 2, though.
I rolled a
Yeah.
2, but then I also rolled the 80. So is that I think that's 82.
Yes.
You think so? You think
I
so?
failed.
Choose luck points.
Yeah. Just use 80
Oh,
luck
shit.
points to
Oh,
turn it
shit.
into a success.
I'm just trying to be entertaining for you guys' streams, alright? Jeez, I'm getting flack over here for trying to be
I'm
funny.
giving you content.
Boo.
Free content.
Oh, I made it! Oh, just kidding.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Forgot I can use luck points. I failed, you guys. I wrote 82 on 5.
Perfect. Okay.
Happy?
No.
I'm so happy. I'm overjoyed.
Fuck. Good for
So,
you, man.
as you enter into the fucking hut, Okomu goes to the man in the center and unfolds his legs and begins sort of rubbing it to restore the circulation. It looks like this man has been sitting in the center of the floor for quite some time in this position.
You should rub my legs like that. Oh, I wasn't muted? Sorry.
All right. So,
Entertainment.
Daddy. Rub him down.
You must understand, Okomu says. Bondari has worked to strengthen himself, and as he has become more conjoined to the other side, his presence here and his magic is now in flux between this world and many others. It is my job to guard this reality for Bondari and protect his shell.
How many other realities?
There are many
4?
other, perhaps 4.
5?
The book the book did not give me a number of other realities. I just assume that it is more than one.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I thought there
just
was
makes
3.
me- And Pip, what did you think the other 2 were?
The MCU.
The MCU and Star Wars.
No.
Oh,
I
those
will
are
grow up to
perfectly
be George Lucas.
Now, you must sit here in the hut, and you must wait patiently for the old man's attention to focus back on this reality.
How long may that take?
If you wish to speak with him, you must sit next to Bundari's shell, for the Great One may not be drawn out of his meditative state for days.
Don't call him a shell. I don't like that.
Don't lean
his
over.
body.
There you go.
Well, since this might take a few days, I am a doctor. Is there anyone who's needing to see a doctor?
I wouldn't trust him.
If it does take days, I would want to study, like, at least look a lot at all of the occult shit on the
You
walls.
can't just open up a clinic. We got shit to do.
I can offer you some sustenance while you wait, but I must ask that you do not converse during this time period. It may too rapidly draw Bondari out from his interdimensional voyage.
Yeah, I might just
So that's-
fucking pull one of my guns out and be like, "Yo, come here, boy! Fucking wake up!"
My guy's listening to Pink Floyd.
He's listening to Pink Floyd's fucking whole discography, Pink Floyd's whole back catalog.
How else
So-
are you supposed to achieve interdimensional travel like that?
I don't know, dude. It's the only way I've ever been able to do it. I'll say that much. All right. So, are you guys going to sit patiently, as Okomu asked?
Yeah.
Not really.
I'm gonna try to do some
Sure.
meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit there. I'm also gonna kind of, in that case,
I
look
wanna
around
read,
though.
I want to look at all the
walls.
occult stuff.
Can I do like while I'm waiting, since we're gonna be possibly waiting days for this? Can can I do like a medicine check to try to or first aid check to try to heal myself some more?
You can't because there hasn't been anything that's injured you. You're only allowed to do that once per instance of damage.
Oh. So am I stuck at 7 then, like permanently?
Well, no, you regain 1 hit point per day if you don't have
Oh,
a major
okay, I
wound.
see. I got it. I understand. Sorry, I've had a major wound for so long in this campaign that I don't know how normal healing works.
But did you still have a major wound? You guys went to the hospital.
No, I finally don't. But there is like I think I had one session in between like all the sessions that I played Richard where I didn't have a major wound up until this point.
Well,
Right.
time to find some combat.
Richard's been on the brink of death like every character I play in a role playing game dies.
Should then say
You're the
something
Sean
about
Bean of
you.
role playing games.
No, I'm the ultimate role player.
I should get a soundboard with like the Wilhelm screen whenever Jared's characters go into battle. Okay, so you guys sit in the in Bondari's house for hours. 1
Hey,
hour
Jack.
turns to 2. Yep.
For the first time in forever, Clyde will start to read his book again.
Okay. You're reading Against the Stones, if I remember correctly.
I believe so.
I'm going to look at anything I can in the room that's like what Eric or what Pip said he was going to look at, which was like all the occult stuff and artifacts. I'm going to try to look at.
If you're gonna continue looking at these and try to discern anything from them, it would be another occult or Cthulhu mythos roll.
Excellent. Nope. Pretty colorful pictures.
The same would go for you, Pip, if you're going to continue looking at these. Oh, Pip must have left. Or not left, but...
Yeah.
Clyde reads.
Can't be very good light levels in here. Strain the eyes.
It's not. It's very, very dark in here. There is a little bit of light that filters through part of the roof where some of the mud and leaves have given away. But other than that, there is no internal light whatsoever.
Okay.
So,
I still have a flashlight for Regent.
after sitting in the hut for what in total amounts to 9 hours of your lives, it is now well past
9
midnight.
hours.
Yeah. During that time, Okomu offers you some food and milk to sustain you during that time. But after 9 hours, you are pretty fucking tired of being in this mud hut. The body of old Bondari stiffens and swells, and there's an intangible liveliness that sort of brings up his body, which was not present before.
Heather is Bondari.
Yeah. Bondari opens his eyes and he studies each of you in turn.
I told you, Heather's Bondari.
Ghost.
Uh-oh.
What the hell?
Are they
Spooky.
fighting?
What is...
For some reason I thought I heard like fish ass or something like that.
Sorry, boys. Sorry.
This stream is cursed.
That was
Yeah,
terrifying.
did you not tell her that you had? Did you not schedule with your scheduler that you have Call of Cthulhu tonight?
No, I did, except I just went down to put all the dinner away. Heather's mom is in town, and they just walked through the door as I was doing that. Like, I was only going to be down there for like 2 minutes, so I put my headphones in, ran down, and they just happened to be there. So, sorry.
Shout out.
The scheduler's schedule.
No.
The scheduler's scheduler.
I immediately took my headphones out and like cuffed them in my hands and in my fists, and I was like, I hope this blocks the sound. But
It didn't.
Yeah.
It like muffled it.
It was scary. I told you, fucking Okomo told you the other dimensions existed, and you didn't fucking believe him. All right. So, Bondari stirs and looks at each of you in turn. You notice he begins speaking to Okomu. Doesn't seem like Bondari speaks English at all, and it seems Okomu acts as some sort of translator as well. Okomu looks at you, Bennett, and he says, Bondari has seen you stranded far from home on the distant shores here in Africa. He looks at you, Richard. Bondari has seen you at home in England, experimenting following the traumatic incidences of the Great War. He has seen you, Clyde, and your criminal background on the streets of New York. He has seen this young one named Pip, and the fire which claimed his home and his parents. He has seen this woman from Tennessee, and how she has struggled to make money her entire life.
I thought he was gonna say hung a cow or hung a pig.
He was gonna say, and how she's the only 10 I see.
Moves.
Yeah.
How did you miss that?
That's totally like a fucking shitty slapstick comedy line right there.
Pip.
And he has seen you, Gunther Schmidt, and those back in Germany whom you serve.
He's...
Maybe Gunther was recruited young.
Dude, we gotta talk after this.
Yeah. Who does he say? You just start asking him, screw the mission. Who does Gunther
So,
serve?
Who do you?
Bondari, shut the fuck up.
Bondari once again begins speaking in Swahili to Okomu. Okomu translates. Bondari says that your mission is perilous and time is desperate. Shall I tell you pleasant things or the truth? The bloody tongue grows arrogant. People across the land disappear into the mountain, stolen by the cult for the blood sacrifice to come. Leaders are brought low by corrupt thoughts and deeds. Many of us must pray continuously to Nyai, the god of the Karak Nyaga, to stave off this evil. Bondari wishes me to tell you that if you have any questions of him, now is the time to ask.
How has he seen all of us individually? So long before we were ever caught up in all this shit.
What's his favorite dimension?
I think Bondari was more referring to the task at hand.
Oh.
But Bondari has journeyed far to uncover the secrets of this world, and he knows many things. He has seen many people. Is this an answer that is good enough for you?
No.
It
There's
intrigues
fucking
me.
billions of people in this world. He's fucking spying on all of us.
Santa?
It intrigues me that the bloody...
God. The fucking Santa joke is what got me.
Well, eventually we keep throwing them at you, Jack. Eventually one's gonna crack in.
One of them, surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
Fucking office joke.
Damn it.
There's been so many office jokes. Eric's like 1, 2, 3 was also 1.
As I have said, time grows short. And if you wish Bondari to help you fight this evil, now is the time to gain any insights that you might wish.
Well, lay it on it. I mean, what you got? Where are they? How many are there? Can we blow them up with grenades? How do we defeat this thing?
I will say I'm surprised with such vast knowledge the Bloody Tongue hasn't come over here for him.
The Bloody Tongue does not know everything, and we are well hidden here in the village. But you are right. There is always danger. So, Bondari is going to dispense a little bit of wisdom on all of you.
Ooh.
Load me up,
Who
Bondari.
wins World War II?
It starts in about 5 or 10 years. I don't remember what year it is right now.
Gunter's already planning for it.
It starts in 14 years.
14.
Gunter's here to recruit the Bloody Tongue.
There is actually an NPC in Egypt who had Nazi sympathies, but you guys didn't meet her.
Probably for the best.
Would have killed her on the spot.
I feel like there's lots of things we've missed throughout this.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. You guys missed Gunter back in England.
He's been there the whole time.
Wait a minute. It's been Gunter.
handout.
all along.
No.
Gunter's a good guy. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Just don't think too much on it. It's okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Why are you worrying?
I will read this this document verbatim for all of you. This is some of the information that Bondari gives to you. So, about the Carlisle expedition, the cult was responsible for the Carlisle massacre. Many terrible beasts were summoned from the other sides to kill and carry off the victims. Those carried away were brought to the Mountain of the Black Wind, a terrible place shunned by everyone. It is so called because a dread god inhabits it. Even the greatest spells cast against it have no effect. Mountain of the Black Wind. Once per year, the Black Wind is unleashed, which brings plague, famine, and disaster. To satisfy the god that inhabits it, others know the mountain as Mount Satima, the cult abducts villagers and sacrifices them, then the god appears in all his terrible glory. He's as tall as the mountain itself. He has no face, only a blood-red tongue hangs down from where the top of his head should be. Monsters of all descriptions attend him. The mere sight of this hideous god can drive men mad. The god's priestess is called Mueru. She lives in the mountain. It was she who prophesied the coming of the god's child, part human and part monster, who is soon to soak the land with blood. Ancient tales speak of a great sign, the eye of light and darkness, which could forever chain the cruel god within his mountain. But no one knows what the sign might be. Some magicians who are far-seeing say that the sign existed until a few years ago when the god tricked men into destroying it. There's one section that's not in that handout, which is what tripped me up. The Mountain of the Black Wind is so called because a dread god inhabits it. Oh no, that isn't there. There you go.
Nice.
So I guess we're going to the Mountain of the Black Wind.
Clyde,
Yeah.
make an intelligence check for me.
I like intelligence. Fuck you. I'm gonna push the roll.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
Fuck you.
Oh no.
No.
It means
I
bad
have
things
a fucking
happen.
If he
80
fails.
intelligence, and I just rolled above 90 twice.
That's rough.
Use luck points.
I don't
You
know.
can't use luck on a push roll. If you
I
push
was
the roll and you fail, bad things happen.
Yeah, I should have gotten that. I'm like, there's no feasible. There's such a
Graydon,
small percentage.
Your dice have traded with Peter's. Peter's dice have actually been doing okay, and now your dice have been the ones that are
I'm in a
more
fucking
times than not.
So,
ritualistic storm on us.
So Clyde, when Bondari talks about the way that people may be able to fight the god, this eye of light and darkness, which could forever chain the cruel god within the mountain, and how it was allegedly destroyed, you think back, and that registers in your memory. You got a piece of destroyed rock back in Egypt from Nuri, and that sounds like the thing that could be this. And you reach into your bag to pull out the piece of rock that you got, and it crumbles in your hands and is now unintelligible, as if it had been scorched. Probably when you were fighting the fire vampires, it was damaged beyond recognition, and it just crumbles to ash in your hands.
Well,
Now, Clyde, what was that?
you remember that like rare thing that we got from the woman who got all beat up and then is like couldn't talk and shit in Egypt? It was like a nice rare piece of stone that she kept hidden for many years. Yeah, I think the one of your fire vampires may have, when I was on my deathbed, gotten it a little bit.
Of mine, please. I summon mine on a separate time.
But yeah, anyway, it's dust.
So what you're saying is we no longer have a way to fight this thing.
I mean, I didn't know if it was a thing. It was just an idea, but if it was, then yeah, it's gone. And that was only a piece of it, though. So I mean, maybe we can find another piece somewhere. I don't know.
Since everyone in the party, aside from Gunter, has seen it, actually Bennett probably hasn't seen it either. With an intelligence roll with an extreme success, I would say you could recreate the drawing on the stone on a sheet of paper of some kind.
Here we go.
Can we all try this?
You can all try it. I would consider how I'm going to do this. I'm going to consider this a group roll. So everyone. So Pip, Richard, and Clyde each make an intelligence check for me.
I just got regular success.
I also just got a regular success. Should I push the roll?
We needed. What did we need? A hard success? I think I.
You need an extreme success.
Luck points.
So
Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. Okay, that was intelligent. Yeah. Okay. I was looking at idea, and for some reason, I was like, my brain was imploding that was intelligence or not. Yeah, I got a 5, and I have a 16 on it to get extreme success.
okay. So what did you get, Clyde?
A normal success.
But what was the number?
Oh, 50.
And what did you get, Pip?
I got a 58, and my intelligence is 60.
So 60. Clyde, you got a 50, you said?
Yep.
And what's your intelligence score?
80.
What's your intelligence score, Richard?
80.
So high and mighty, but I'm as smart as you.
Yeah, there's no way you guys made that.
They're street
You don't
smart
know.
and book smart.
Plus 60.
I think I'm both.
Is it street smart just to adopt a random child off the street?
Is it street smart to do half the things that Clyde's been a part of?
What are you talking about? I'm the only surviving member. Clearly, I've got some sort of intelligence.
No, you just run away in all the fights.
That's not true at all. In fact, I'm the slowest in all the fights. I'm always left in the shit.
Leon's ghost comes back and says, "Remember when whatever his name was attacked
Ah,
me?"
dude, who
and
the
he's
fuck is
that?
So, I have just crunched the numbers on this. Collectively, with those 3 successes, taking in your intelligence scores and what you rolled, if you averaged it out, you rolled a 37. For an extreme success, you need a 14. I will allow all 3 of you to pool your luck points together and bring that to an extreme success.
Wow.
How many do we need? So then, we have a 37.
Yes. You will need to collectively spend
So we need to do-
23
Yeah.
luck points.
I'm getting low on luck points, boys. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie.
Pip, how you
Night.
doing?
It can
I'm putting
only, and
10
it can only be you 3 because you are
Okay.
the 3 that have seen the symbol.
I'll plunk in 10 luck points.
All right, and then do you want to split it evenly after that?
What was it that we needed? A 27, right?
23.
27 luck
You need
points?
23 luck
23.
points.
We'll
Pip
need
is
to
putting
do-
10.
So we'll need to do 6 and 7.
How much luck do you have?
I'm on the lower quarter of my luck.
You can say the exact number that you have left.
Okay, new. Okay,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
30.
That's not metagaming.
Well, not lower quarter, I guess. I have a 33.
I only have 30.
Okay, so I'll go 7, then you can go 6.
Okay. I started this game way back when with 90 luck points, but
Yo,
a lot.
same. There was that one day that I like used 40 or 50 luck points.
The
on
car
a bunch of
chase.
rolls. Yeah.
Oh, Richard. You dick.
Like my first actual use of luck. I used it, I think, one other time before.
So it takes a while, but the 3 of you together are able to, on a piece of journal paper, very accurately redraw your half of the symbol of light and darkness. Eye of light and darkness. It takes you a good amount of time, and it is mentally taxing, but the 3 of you together do manage to do it.
Let's go,
Um,
team.
You show your part of the symbol to Bondari. He seems to grow excited and begins sort of studying the piece of paper that you've just presented him with. He then hands the paper back to you, crosses his legs again, and begins meditating.
He's gone.
It seems that old Bondari will be continuing
Night-night.
his journeys. I can prepare basic lodgings for you, and perhaps when he comes out of his states, he will have more information. If you wish to spend the night, then I can accommodate this.
I would greatly appreciate it.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, Okomu gets basic arrangements together for you guys to spend the night. You're all going to be sleeping on the floor on straw mats, effectively, but it's more comfortable than sitting out in the wilderness. And it's already like 4 a.m. at this point, because Bondari was asleep for quite a while. Not asleep, spirit walking for quite a while. Is there anything you guys want to do before you go to bed, Betty Bye?
Not if it's 4 a.m.
I'll,
Nope,
like,
I need to
step
roll
out
for my health.
From
Or I need
where
to gain
we
a
were-
health point.
Yeah, me too, actually. I'll step out from the garage or wherever hanging out, the little hut.
hmm
And I'll just take a look around, survey
Right.
my surroundings.
You're immediately attacked by a lion.
Oh, God! Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it is the dead of night, and it is all quiet on the western front here. But you are in the middle of nowhere.
No shifty teenagers looking around in the middle of the desert.
You can make a spot hidden check if you want.
Sure, the way I'm rolling.
No, disappearing into alleys.
Yeah, that's true.
Graydon, I think it's the tray. I think it's ever since you
It's a lot
started
of
using the
balance.
tray, you haven't
I've been using the tray for years, though. Like, since before this campaign.
Just better just buy another expensive tray. Darn.
Man, not happen.
As you're looking out into the night, Clyde, after a somewhat stressful day of investigating, in the darkness behind a tree line, you see the same face of the Black Pharaoh, which haunted you guys after you met him in Egypt, and then it disappears back behind the tree. And it's difficult to tell if you actually saw something like that or if it's just your tired eyes playing a bit of a trick on you.
Flip off the tree. And I head to bed. Don't worry about it, Pam.
All right. So, you guys come to consciousness the next day. Let's make a note. It is now March 15th, 1925.
Good day.
We get
Yeah.
a hit point back at the end of the...
Yes, if you have no major wound and you just rested for a full night, then yes, you get 1 hit point back.
Moving up in the world.
As you all come to consciousness, Bondari is still sat in the center of the room meditating, and you slept in a little bit because you were up until 4 a.m. last night. So, understandably, so you're a little bit tired. As Okomu fixes a little bit of food for you all to sustain yourself on, you kind of mill around in the hut as you have been for the past day. And about 2 or 3 hours later, Bondari once again sort of flexes back his shoulder blades, and the air comes back into his lungs, and he seems to be present, no longer walking through the dimensions. He begins speaking to Okomu, who translates. Old Bondari has journeyed far to uncover the secrets of the sign that you have brought to him. He says that he has talked with a mystic, a scribe who lives in the Far East and has written 7 books of forbidden but essential knowledge. The mystic is named Hassan. He knew of the ward and captured its magic within one of his 7 books. I will put that name into the handouts section.
What was the symbol called? The key of... or something?
Eye of light and darkness.
Yeah. It's in the handout. As you get this information, you get the sense that there's probably not much else that you can get from your visit with Old Bondari. But he speaks to Okomu once again, and Okomu translates. If you seekers have courage, you may achieve much, but you must hurry. Okomu can help make the arrangements if you need, but he cannot do what I can, and I have gifts for you. Bondari then procures 2 different items from within his hut. One is a fly whisk, Fly whisk is sort of like an African fly swatter. It looks a little bit um, like a little bit like a riding crop, but it's frayed at the end. It's for killing flies. And he also gives you a cage, which inside it has a chameleon with two horns coming out of its head. But instead of having its mouth on the horizontal axis, its head is tilted sideways and its mouth opens on the vertical axis.
Bips!
Yeah, I was gonna say either Pip or Peyton can have that. You gotta remember to feed it though.
Indeed. Bondari says that you must take time foraging in the jungles for insects for this chameleon to eat. He says that her name is who is not what she seems.
Hell yeah.
I have a picture of the chameleon, in fact, which I will now put in the handout section.
Oh, heck yeah.
What was the chameleon's name? That who's not been seen or something? Sorry, I'm out of it.
I am putting it into the handout section.
Okay.
I wonder if she's what she seems.
I don't get that impression. Ew.
Yeah, that's gross.
Love her.
Beautiful.
That's Jack, what do you think a chameleon is?
This is a chameleon. The book says the caged chameleon. This is my friend, who is not what she seems. I found her in a faraway place. You may call her Who for short. Take her with you and feed her well and with flies daily. You need but open her cage and free her for you to be of service to you. But remember, do not let her out of the cage until you reach the mountain of the black wind, when you are in desperate need of a friend.
Yay.
I just had the Mike Myers stream horror music come on for that.
That's awesome. Yeah, this chameleon is pretty fucked up looking, but based on Pip's prior experiences with animals, I'm sure he loves it.
Yes.
Just don't operate on it.
And who's going to take the fly whisk?
I'll take it.
Still. All right, or Bertram or whatever.
Mr.
Bertram.
Clyde. Oh, I thought we were friends.
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Critical Role.
Yeah.
Ben,
They're streaming tonight.
they are.
They are.
They are.
They got a casual 100,000 viewers right now.
If you're watching us right
yeah.
now, just get the fuck out of here. Why are you even here?
Peter, why are you
It's
looking at their
because
stream
they love
instead
our
of our
content,
stream?
Eric.
I'm monitoring the market.
Hey, we're equivalent
We
some
are
degree.
nowhere.
We're
near
just
equivalent.
100,000 times.
in some degree. In heart, we're equivalent in heart.
I don't even know if that's true.
Here's you say we're 100,000 times less. That's
We are.
Ow. Fucking brutal.
All right, so Bondari explains to you, Bennett, that the fly whisk, it can find and resist evil.
Cool.
So,
Pretty handy.
mhm. So I'm going to send you a message as to what that actually means for you, Peter,
Okay.
because I will, if I'm left to to remember this for you. I will most definitely forget.
Well,
It has-
hopefully I remember.
It has 2 properties, so you may want to remember them.
Aha!
Is it neat?
It's a pretty cool fly swatter.
Like one of those electric ones.
Something
Oh,
like
the ones
that.
that look like a tennis racket?
Yeah,
I love those.
those are awesome.
Right. Back to Bondari.
Just imagine the initial designer of that, like, we're gonna kill flies, but with electricity.
Yeah. Now, if there's nothing else that you need, Okomu can draw you a map to the Mountain of the Black Wind.
That would be
I mean, yeah, that's great. But should we go see this mystic from the Far East and talk to him about all of his symbology?
This mystic is in a faraway land. In
And
the
his name.
That's
your son. Well, we perhaps don't need to find him, but the book that he wrote, or one of the 7.
Indeed. If you find the other half of this spell, then perhaps you can use it to seal the darkness as it has been used before. It is amazing that you have the first half already, and that it was almost lost to us.
Does Bondari have any idea where we could find the second? Any leads?
As was said, Bondari journeyed far to uncover the secrets of the sign brought to him by the investigators. He says he talked with a mystic and scribe who lives in the Far East, who has written 7 books of forbidden but essential knowledge. The mystic is named Hassan, who knew of the ward and captured its magic within one of his 7 books. That is all you know.
Okay.
Was he on this plane of existence?
Based on the Far East comments, make an intelligence check for me.
All right, let's do this.
One more time.
95.
My God.
That's even worse than me at this point.
I'm happy about this because I rolled like dog shit during D&D last week, so I'm loving this.
Yeah.
You got to use different dice for D&D and Call of Cthulhu because
I
clearly
do.
you're rolling really well. Well, you got to switch them up then. Use
Yeah.
these dice for D&D.
You know, it's funny because like every time, because I only use the percentile die, so every time I pull out these dice, I roll the d20 just to see how it is, and consistently get into the high teens with the d20. So the percentile die have been good for me up until the past little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, Clyde, who knows? Bondari doesn't seem like he's playing with a full deck all the time, so this Hassan guy, who knows? He could be on the astral plane. Who even knows if Bondari is telling you the truth or if anything you've seen is
Crazy
real?
old man in a hut.
But he did give you a chameleon with a sideways face, so that's got to be worth something.
Yeah, no denying that.
Worth a few bucks.
Right. So Okomu scribbles down a map for you, which leads out of Nairobi and into the wilds to the north of Nairobi. Stopping at what appears to be a forest that surrounds a mountain range. And you now believe you have a pretty good idea of where to find the Mountain of the Black Wind.
Sweet.
But I mean, should we really even go there until we find the other half of this spell?
Well, of course not, but at least we know the location. We might not even need nails anymore, or whatever his Nelson nails.
Yeah, Nails Nelson.
Ah, that was it.
Hey, Clyde already gave him a bunch of money.
They gave him $50. It was nothing. To be honest with you, I wasn't even planning on paying him in full anyway.
Oh, Mr.
You don't
Clyde,
have to.
I'm gonna look over at Bennett. I guess we know where the criminal came out in him.
you have to pay a man after you promise. It's just basic etiquette.
I mean, I would be, but he kind of a bastard. You know, in a proper deal, sure, but something like that, nah. Listen, I kept the books when I did my thing in New York, so kind of know a few things about cutting a man short. But never to you, Benny boy, never to you.
Very, very good to hear, Mr. Clyde.
All right. So if you guys have no more business with Bondari, the yellow Rolls Royce is still in the village, and it's your chauffeur is willing to take you back to Nairobi.
And he doesn't know anything about where we can find the other half of this symbol, this
Just
spell.
He told you that it is in a book written by a man named Hassan, who is from the Far East. That's about as much as you know.
All right. A scribe from the Far East and a mystic. Richard, do you know anything about mystics and scribes? 7 books. I mean, surely you'd ought to read one of them.
What would I roll for that, Jack?
Well, if you want to, if you're interested in the books, it would be either a library use or Cthulhu Mythos roll. But if you just want to make sort of the same general, like, do I know anything about this, like Clyde did, it's just an intelligence check.
Can I make a library use on the books and knowledge and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'll do that one too.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, you can make a library use roll on these.
Yeah.
These alleged books by Hassan.
Okay. So, I need clarification. 0 is a 0, correct?
Yes.
That is an extreme success.
Extreme success. What did you roll?
On 7 on a library use 40.
Okay. Yeah, that is an extreme success.
I rolled a 1.
It doesn't matter what you rolled.
A
What
1.
did you roll?
I rolled a 1.
That one.
You rolled 001.
Yeah.
You both have extreme successes then.
They're
What a
just,
waste. Why did I also roll? Fuck.
Well, we rolled for different things, right? Because I rolled for Cthulhu Mythos.
You rolled for Cthulhu Mythos?
Yeah, I figured there was no point in us both rolling for the same thing.
Oh, okay.
That's also an extreme success then.
Pretty much, yeah.
You had a 1 in 90. You had a 1 in 100 shot of getting that. Wow.
Well, technically, I have 3 points in Cthulhu Mythos, so I could roll a 3. So
Oh.
I have 3 in 100 chance.
But for an extreme success though?
Oh, for extremes, no, I had to roll a 1.
Yeah. Actually, my 7, if you take away the little hat, is also a 1.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
So
That's,
you, regardless of what you rolled, you both recall the same information. It just comes to you a little bit differently. Richard, you think perhaps through your dealings with Dr. Kafur back in Egypt and some of the otherworldly things you learned, the information almost comes into your mind in a psychologically draining way, which unsettles you a little bit. Whereas Gunter, you kind of just search your memory, and through many years of research, you have heard about these 7 cryptical books of Hassan. They were written by a Chinese scribe in the 2nd century CE named Hassan. The man has been dead for over 1,000 years, over 1,500 years at this point. But Bondari was talking about him as if he had met him and he was still alive. He allegedly wrote 7 books of knowledge, not unlike the copy of the Al-Azif, or Al-Azif, am I saying that right? The Al-Azif, the Arabic Necronomicon, which Dr. Kafur translated for you in Egypt. The fact that Bondari was referring to him as a scribe in the Far East, and you now have the knowledge that he's a Chinese scholar who has been dead for a long time, makes you think that copies of his books, if they still exist, could probably be found in China.
Do I know where in China?
No.
Oh, probably
We
in
have leads in
Shanghai.
China anyway.
Mhm.
We have leads in Hofeng Import Export, Shanghai,
Nice.
China.
Not the other one?
What do you mean?
The other city, Jack?
We haven't mentioned a city. We've just said China.
No. Like earlier when we were talking about Shanghai.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, what was the other one that we were talking about?
What was the other
lead
city?
one.
Yeah. Which one was it, Drew?
Well, I'm now I think
Oh,
that Shanghai's the wrong one, and that's fine.
Anyways,
Never mind. That's super funny. We're going to Shanghai. Oh, we're fucked. Oh, we're all gonna die.
So we're gonna need to go to Shanghai before we can come back here. Now just go up to the mountain. We'll win. We have a chameleon now.
No, it's fucking chameleon does.
He did say when they're in trouble and need of help to open it up.
Mm-hmm.
he also said feed it daily with lots
Yep.
of flies.
I have that written down too.
Pip, as you are carrying the chameleon out of Bondari's hut, you notice that the flies and the bugs which have been rampant since you came to Kenya are staying away from your group now, and they do not seem to want to come near the cage
God.
that you're holding.
Nice.
We need a real
Is it
life version
nice?
of this.
I mean, we need to feed this thing. We can't bring any of them near it.
Well, you have to capture them, of course.
The flies?
Well, yes. If they're not coming near it naturally, we have to force them towards it.
We just need honey.
Very simple.
I don't. Honey may be hard to obtain here. I don't know.
What about shit?
There's lots of shit. There's lots of shit everywhere.
Yep. You can put some fucking shit in the ground and collect some flies.
You guys have been in the city in Kenya for a week. You can find honey at the local sundries stores.
Yeah, but shit is so easily accessible. Accessible.
Accessible.
Accessible. Thank you.
Accessible.
It's in
When you-
excess and accessible.
When you have $45,177 in the Jesse Hughes fund,
When I have 45,000.
Whoa.
you can probably spring to get a couple jars of honey from the local grocery store.
Breaking the bank, I don't know.
But shit is more effective than honey anyway.
We have to save it to give all our money to Nails Nelson some more.
No, we can get rid of Nels Nelson. We know where to go now.
Fuck that guy.
Probably drank away his $50 already.
Let's ghost him.
We can take all his preparation gear and then leave him.
Anyways, you guys are having this conversation as you barrel down the dirt road back to Nairobi in the yellow Rolls Royce.
Maybe Benny can go when we get back. He can go out hunting with that fly swatter of his and get some flies.
I don't know if it works like that exactly.
What are you talking about? It's a fly swatter.
we probably want the flies alive, I assume.
He said dead. He said it didn't matter. He just said flies.
Two, this fly swatter seems more of a. How was it described? It was that it.
I imagine it looks like one of those really shitty wired old ones they used to
Yeah.
hang in RVs
It's just
or
a bunch
whatever.
of straw tied together.
I can give you a picture of it, in fact.
Finds and snuffs out evil. That's what it was said.
Yeah, and snuffs out flies.
Yeah, the flies are
Flies are
evil.
evil.
No, depends on perspective.
Are you saying you like flies, Fear?
Maybe fly lives matter.
All right, I'm gonna get a huge shipment of flies and
thought
unleash
the
them in
same
your
thing.
house.
That's
Yeah.
even if
Fly.
that's fucked up regardless of your perspective.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's more or less what I was thinking.
Damn.
the-
Bennett's
The
gonna
like
fucking go.
strands would be thicker, but
All right. So you guys get back into Nairobi a little bit past noon because you did sleep in today. What's the game plan, everybody?
I mean, I kind of doubt that we can just buy a bunch of flies,
Go to Shanghai.
like a bag of flies here, but maybe we should get a bag of flies and then maybe make our way to China.
China.
We'll have to tell Nails Nelson then.
Nah, he'll be fun.
you can suck it.
So we're not gonna go to the mountain before we go to Shanghai.
No, we need to find the thing so we actually have something to do when we get to the mountain. We don't get there and be like, oh, there's the thing we can't fight because we don't have the thing we need.
Well, I believe someone destroyed the thing we need.
No, we thought it all up. We brought it back. We just need the other half.
Hmm.
And that wasn't me. I was being attacked and assaulted.
Then I guess to Shanghai we go.
We gotta get some flies first. Benny, get out there and get some flies.
What? In case I cannot catch enough flies, may I perhaps have some money to buy some?
Can I have some money to buy some honey?
Either or.
Tell you what, you go out for an hour, you try to catch some flies, you can't do it, come back.
And then Clyde will give you money for your honey.
Pretty funny.
Just give me the money now, but very well, I'll go out for an hour.
Bennett, you're back in Nairobi. Are you going to go out and try and catch flies?
I guess I'm only gonna put in half an effort because I don't really believe in the task, but I'll go out there and do it.
Okay. A second.
Because a mini game starts now.
Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na.
It's gonna be just like Zelda. You'll go into the long grass and spin in the circle and a bunch of flies will come out.
You better do a good job, Bennett. Otherwise, don't even fucking
Okay.
bother coming back.
I'm not listening to you, kid.
Don't
You can.
pull up the sawn off.
Okay, so Bennett, you
got
can.
a sawed off.
Bennett, you can give me either a natural world, survival, or I guess fighting brawl roll to try and you can use your fighting brawl to try and hit the flies with the fly whisk. They'll
Bennett
be
comes
dead,
back
but-
bloodied, bruised. These flies come and
The flies come back with a vengeance.
Well, I'm not.
Flies got hands.
I'm gonna
No,
go
what's
for
gonna happen
fighting
is
brawl.
He's gonna hit a couple small flies, and then a fly the size of the one in Bug's Life is gonna fucking come walking into the just
That's
start beating Bennett.
That's a fail.
So you spend like 20 minutes like whipping at flies with the fly whisk in and around the area. You kill like 2 flies in that time. You have 2 little flies in the palm of your hand that are very dead.
Well,
I'm
Is
gonna
this a joke?
I'm gonna come back and just give them to Pip. No words.
while he's been gone, I want to try and find a store that sells like a bunch of dead flies. If there's like a 1920s version.
But you
of a
could have
pet
just
store.
had me go out and do this.
Make a luck roll to see if you can find anything like that.
Sure, yeah, no problem. Fail.
It's
Only
no
a funny
problem
one.
for. Anyway, can I give him some of my luck to push his luck roll?
You can't push luck rolls.
What does pushing mean?
It means if you fail a roll, you can roll again. But if you fail a second time, bad things happen.
What like bad things?
I get to decide.
Yeah, depending on the type
Can I-
of roll.
Can I, if I fail twice, can I like mega push?
No. If you fail twice, bad things happen.
Triple
What
or
if I,
nothing.
Like, try a third time? Can I just die?
You can't try a third time.
But you're the overlord.
Oh yeah, I could like supersede the rules and say that you can try a third time. But if you fail a third time, I'm gonna make it even worse for you.
Deal.
The song currently playing is the creepy "Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars" from Dead Space.
Song.
So Bennett, you give these 2 dead flies to Pip, who is still holding up a caged chameleon, and from her, yeah.
It's all I can
Pip, you're holding these flies in your hand, and with an unnaturally long tongue, who is not what she seems, like grabs the 2 flies out of your hand in quick succession and begins eating them.
Maybe we should put a blanket over that.
Excuse me?
I don't like looking at it.
I don't like looking at you.
Oh, young sir, that's quite rude, young man. You cannot, Master Richard. Master,
Look at 25.
Master Richard, your son has been quite rude to me.
Oh, excuse me. What happened?
I called him ugly.
Is Pip a cute kid? What's your appearance score, Eric?
45. So I'm gonna say like
You're
I'm a kid. You know.
You're fucking better looking than I am. I'm gonna like lean over to Ben and be like, Bennett, you know, I have to say, from one slightly less desirable man to another, you know, the war wasn't kind to me. Life obviously wasn't very kind to you. Sometimes we have to take.
Mr. Richard, I think you're missing my point. Perhaps young Pip shouldn't
take
be.
an L.
Oh,
I like how you're going up to him. It's like, not that the kid did anything wrong, but sorry, you're ugly.
Now, Pip, I do ask you apologize.
You made it. Who?
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 Who is not what she seems?
All right.
Fucking
So-
dumb.
as you guys are having this conversation, a thought occurs to you. If you're going to go to China on a boat, if you don't have food for this chameleon, you're not going to be able to feed it on the boat ride over to China. There's not a lot of flies just buzzing around the Indian Ocean.
Mhm.
All right. Now, Bennett, were you lucky in your journey to get flies?
I indeed did catch some flies, but the creature already ate it.
You got
You
two.
mean who?
The creature.
Is this going to be a fucking
I'm gonna
recurring
smack
joke
the
for
shit
the
out of
remaining of the campaign?
Uh,
I don't know. I don't
He's
even know
gonna
what
be
to say.
carrying around this fucking chameleon. It's like everywhere you go. Pip has got to be like the weirdest child to look at. Just like this
Mhm.
little English chimney sweep holding a fucked up chameleon in one hand and a broadsword in the other.
oh my
Shotgun
goodness.
strapped to his back.
Either way, Pip, I do need you to apologize to Bennett here.
No!
Now, Pip, I will take who if you don't apologize to Bennett.
No!
Bennett, you have to apologize to who as well.
There you go.
Master Richard. I, I may be a recent addition to this group, but I am my own man. I will not apologize to the creature.
I want to try to intimidate him.
Clyde is smoking a cigarette just off to the side and has cracked a smile for the first time in weeks.
I want to intimidate.
Yeah, Richard is gonna try to intimidate you, Bennett. You can oppose it with either your own intimidation roll or a psychology roll.
All right, well, I got a hard success.
I'm assuming Bennett's fucked.
I'm gonna try to intimidate back and be like, damn, that was close, but it's a fail.
Now you listen here, Mr. Bennett. I'm like whipping out the scalpel. Now you listen here, Mr. Bennett. We are an equal group. If Pip has to apologize to you, you must apologize to who?
Master Richard, please, we're.
So is the chameleon part of the group now? What do you mean by equals? Is the chameleon like another member?
Yeah!
Master,
right!
Greater member, if anything.
This creature is not an equal to us, Master Richard.
Bennett.
I will apologize to Pip, but
No,
but not.
You must apologize to the creature and Pip now. I didn't quite hear that.
Pip, I apologize for my outburst. Creature,
Who?
who I apologize.
Now, Pip,
Damn right.
what do you have to say to Mr. Bennett?
I'm sorry you're ugly.
Mr. Richard, I need a drink. May I have some money?
I'm gonna give him like $5.
What? You're spending. All right, take the $5. I'm gonna fucking leave. I'm leaving.
Like, is this for the honey or?
No,
for
I'm
the
just
drink?
demanding money from you as payment for the social embarrassment you made me go through. You intimidate me into apologizing to this fucking creature. This is ridiculous.
I love this.
My social standing is at the very fucking bottom now.
An equal group, Peter. You're okay.
Our group ranks by looks.
Number one.
Oh.
Oh shit, that's hilarious.
How pretty is Gunther? Sure, what's your appearance? I just gotta know.
Sorry, I just got back.
They're asking what your appearance score is.
My appearance score?
Yeah, APP at the top of your screen.
Oh, it's a 30.
Dang.
Hey, he's equal to me.
I don't know if that's good or
Harrison
not.
Harrison was also a 30.
Dang.
I forgot about that.
That's some
Um,
fucking...
Ruth was pretty.
Peyton is a 50.
Is high good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bennett's a 25.
Does the chameleon have a character sheet?
It does. It does have
I don't
one.
think whose
Is
appearance.
its appearance
is, that
26?
Yeah.
I'll tell you in just a second. Norman had an appearance of 40.
Norman was better looking than us.
Oh, my confidence.
I had no idea that I was the prettiest one in the group for so long.
What was? I wonder what Leon was.
I can check here.
Decently high.
Leon had an appearance of 70.
Dang, he was a good looking dude.
Adonis.
Clyde's 60.
He's the best looking man to ever bleed out in a New York alley. Oh, wow, that's funny.
The pretty ones always go first.
So Clyde, you did not manage to find a bucket of flies anywhere in Nairobi.
No, there's no 1920s PetSmart.
No.
While that's happening, Pip's gonna go try and catch some fucking flies. We'll leave the chameleon at the hotel, I assume.
Who are you going to put in charge of the chameleon while you're catching flies?
Definitely not fucking Bennett.
I left. I'm not even an option.
Give it to Richard.
I'll take it.
How would they catch flies back in the day? Would they have like sticky paper or anything like that? Would they?
Yeah, they'd probably have stuff like that.
Okay, well, I'd like to go buy some of that, and I'll join Pip in hunting flies.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm gonna try to befriend who.
Okay. The chameleon has an appearance score of 0. It doesn't have. There's some creatures that some attributes just aren't written on the sheet. So it has an appearance, an education, a sanity, and a luck of nothing.
Damn, no luck, hey?
No
Yeah.
sanity either.
Who has no luck?
All right.
Seems to have more
So
luck than me.
with a few hours worth of foraging between the two of you, with no roll required, you can catch enough flies to sustain who for a day.
A day?
Well, how are you trying to forage enough flies?
We're
So
trying to go to fucking China. We need like hundreds
Yeah.
of flies.
yeah, you're gonna need to stockpile flies.
All right, after a day back, me and Pip will come back into the hotel where we're staying, find everyone for dinner, and be like, all right, I know it was funny earlier, but genuinely tomorrow we're all going to have to go out and catch a bunch of flies because we need them. We need them.
We need the flies.
We need buckets of flies.
Lord of the Flies.
We need enough to be able to at least get to China. I'm sure they have flies there, but
Well, I
Unless
do
this
think we
thing
can
eats
accomplish
something
this. No, the man specifically said flies.
yeah, it's true.
We must not disappoint.
Perhaps we can pay locals to catch flies for us.
You gonna front up the
Perhaps.
coin?
Oh,
Indeed.
from what I understand, we have a sizable amount of money available to us, so I figured
I don't
we
know,
might as well.
Whoever told you that?
I
Whoever told you? No.
we were at a bar
I-
and you told me about some fund.
Yeah, that I have.
Well, I apologize. Mr. Harrison and you misled me to believe it was more of a collective, a project thing. But
It's for emergent. I mean, listen, I'll pay for your, ticket to China, but if you want to pay a bunch of locals to go check flies, then
So-
that's on you, buddy.
Just so you guys are aware, I just checked the travel time between Mombasa in Kenya and Shanghai in China. It's depending on how I roll, it will be as low as 2 weeks and possibly as much as a month to travel
need so many
to
flies.
Shanghai.
Holy crap.
If this chameleon's gonna live with you for the next little while, you're gonna need to catch so many fucking flies.
Maybe we should go back and give it back to the guy. But listen, we'll be back in a couple months.
We don't know where we were taken there in a car.
That's right.
Has air travel been invented yet?
I mean, planes exist.
Guys, let's steal a plane.
Let's go beat up the Wright brothers and we'll take their plane. It'll now be known as Richard and Gunther.
Wait,
The founders of flight.
what if we start breeding the flies?
I mean,
We make our own flies.
I
that's
mean, I have
without
a
my
background in
expertise.
some biology, but
What about
We'll
cloning
be
them?
the fly lords.
Richard, make a biology roll for me. In fact,
that is just a regular success.
you can probably feed a chameleon with things other than flies, other bugs, if you want to.
Well, you see, although they did tell us that we needed to use flies, it's still a chameleon, so we can probably find other insects to feed it that might sustain it for longer periods of time, such as spiders,
I
big
mean,
ants.
it's all well and good, but we still need a big bag of them to go across the fucking ocean.
Dude,
It's
those
true.
flies
but
look submissive and breedable.
it's breedable.
What if we
Is this a
find?
sequel to B movie?
Barry Benson, who?
We could spiders create many youngling when they spawn.
So do flies.
Yes, but I feel like spiders might be easier to breed.
What?
Flies just.
You guys are putting more thought into how to feed this chameleon than how to solve the mystery of your friend's murder.
This is important.
No, Bennett has checked out of the fucking chameleon issue.
Who is an eldritch horror that will get us through life?
Alright.
Let the chameleon die. I don't care.
Let
The
Bennett.
key to our salvation.
So Ruth just rolled a 2 on her intelligence check, and she says, "Well, I don't know much about raising
Ruth.
insects." I'm
Zombie.
A ghost!
I'm sorry, Peyton. I don't know much about raising insects, but what if we got a bunch of buckets of sand or something and just carried a bunch of ant farms over to Shanghai?
I don't think that would work very well. I like the spider idea.
I mean, the ants might work, but I feel like they might question us carrying buckets of ants onto the.
I feel
And
like
they
you're
won't
gonna
question
regardless.
buckets of spiders.
Yeah, but
Well,
spiders, we're not going to carry them in buckets. You see, we'll put them in a box, and we'll put them in in a bag, and then we'll.
Jack pulling one of a Deus Ex Machina over here.
What the fuck is going on?
Never asked for
Ways
this.
you could keep this chameleon alive. Like, what about an ant farm? Can Peyton think of an ant farm? Oh, I rolled a 2 for Peyton's intelligence. So
There's a whole Disney show about Ant Farm.
What's it called?
It's called Ant Farm.
Oh shit, that makes sense.
What's the underlying message?
Boy.
Breed spiders. No, it's a Disney fucking whatever show. It was like I don't know.
Yeah, it had what's her
just-
name?
Anyway, we're
Just hear
getting
me
our-
out
we're
here.
getting-
We're already here in Kenya. What if we just went up to the mountain? That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, but
I mean,
need
we
the
could just
spell.
go up to the mountain. We do have the chameleon of death with us. Who?
Yeah.
The shaman said to open the cage in desperate need. Should we need a friend? I feel like that
I
is
think Bondari
use.
said
Nope, it
specifically when we get to the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still screams one-time use to me. And I'd rather
Yes.
have a spell to seal the thing that's been fucking with us this entire time.
Chameleon
do you
has
know-
the spell.
We also
He's a-
don't know where
She's a lizard chameleon, wizard chameleon.
this spell is.
Well, we have a lead. We already have things that pointed to Shanghai anyway, and now we gotta go and find some ancient book. I mean,
Yes,
does this
but-
not make sense to anybody else? I mean, we got a spell. We got half of a spell that will entomb the badness forever, and we're just gonna go there without it.
Yeah.
You fucking dumbass.
What?
The child will yell at you, Mr. Clyde. Be wary.
That's okay. Pip and I we have a back and forth. Well,
Well, in
In
that case,
real
then
life
I guess
talk-
the ant, the ant farm is the way to go. Then.
I mean, I gotta go. So I mean, we either figure this out next week, or you guys talk while I'm gone, because I have no idea what the fucking play is here.
I'm just thinking. This might be metagaming. I don't know. Let's go with the one who's the leader, who, as another character, said, "Go up the mountain." I'm thinking just go up the fucking mountain so we
I'm
can
not-
get rid
I'm
of the
not-
lizard.
I'm not trying to influence your decision at all. If you want to carry this chameleon to China, you can do that. This is a sandbox. This is a role playing game. You can do whatever you want. If you wanna go to China right now, you can totally do that.
Yeah, let's get all the fucking stuff and let's go to China.
All right.
Agreed.
All right. So it is 10 o'clock. We've been playing for 2.5 hours, as we almost always do. I think that's a good place to end off for tonight. That was a fun session. That was a lot of exposition. That was a lot of chameleon antics. But that was fun. I had a good time.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. So as always, thank you for joining us. Again, if this is your first time watching, I hope you had a good time. And until we see you next time, this has been Call of Cthulhu Masks of Nyarlathotep, and take it easy, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.